Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Kate's Space. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs, and if you're new, welcome. I am today going to try and do what we call scrap busting. I have an embarrassing amount of scraps in a plastic box. Now, I used to have a huge amount of scraps, and I decided that I would get rid of some of them and deal with some of them, and they would all have to fit in this plastic box. And once they were too big for this plastic box, I know it's hard to see, it's full of scraps, I would do something about it. Now I haven't. Now when I say scraps, some of the things in here are like a digital that I've printed on some wallpaper, but then I haven't managed to put it into anything. And so I guess in some ways it's a little bit lazy in that I've thrown it into this box. Anyway, so I want to do something about them. There's also like little tiny things in here. One of these little old vintage pricing labels, which I could put in its box, couldn't I? And yeah, some of this is laziness. I admit to that. I have this little boot sticker, which was on a pack of handkerchiefs that I just haven't thrown away because, I don't know, it's old. I have a little fussy cart. Anyway, I have some stuff that I've printed, and if I have printed something on some like good quality paper, I don't tend to throw it away. If it's a test print onto some just photocopy paper, sometimes I will throw it away. I have some book pages with some beautiful images. I have a slide I made, or another one, some frames. So yeah, there's lots here. So I've decided today, not only do I really want to make a video so that I can say hi to you guys and see how everybody is, because it's been so long, but also I need to get rid of some of these scraps. There's even some ribbon in there. So let's try and get cracking. I guess the first thing I could do is try and make some little pads or something, scrappy pads. I think that's probably the first thing I'll do. So let me just have a look what we've got here. Here we go. I think I sort of had a little look. So I've got some clips. I've seen some people make some beautiful layered sort of pads, and I really like what they've done. So I've got this here with the rose on it. I did have it upside down like that because then I could have it down the bottom and you'd be able to see it. That could still work. Piece of old music. Some old diary. This is some old book page. What else have we got? How is everybody? I hope everybody's well and doing okay. We're well. It's getting colder. Oh, here's some more here. Yeah, it's getting colder, and as autumn progresses and winter creeps in, but we have had, in saying that, we have also had beautiful days. So the sun has been beautiful, so I'm not complaining. We've had some gorgeous autumn days, so that has been good. For me, I've been just struggling with the fact that I haven't been able to get out walking. So yeah, I found that hard. There's a little foldy piece there. Yeah, I have found that quite difficult. Because yeah, the walking outside is good for my mental health. So yeah. So there's a piece of map. These are quite big. I'm just wondering whether these are going to be too big. Whether I should make them smaller. I've got some grungy music paper here. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Something that grungy. Got a whole lot of this. So we need to do something with that. And lots of book pages. Sort of blank ones. That's cool. So yeah, I've got some smaller pieces, so maybe we need to make some smaller. This is a piece from a very old envelope. So here we go. Let's just tear that there. And let's make a little one to get us started because I'm struggling. You wouldn't think anything would be too hard, but you know, sometimes it's hard to get going. Had a little bit of a struggle with that lately. So I need to get myself going. I don't really want to tear them because then you just make more scraps, right? But oh well. Let's just go with what we're doing and see. Now I wouldn't mind a piece of that, but that's a bit small and stingy. The other thing is I don't actually want to make these and then have them lying around and not do anything with them. So I do need to make the effort to put them into some journals. I mean, I love that piece of old paper. That's something I would love. So I'm going to put that there. And then this is just some tea stain paper. So I might just pop that in there too. And so I might put them together like this and then come back and maybe put a few little decorations on them. How do you think that sounds? And then we could actually maybe make some sort of note ones that go this way. Yeah, so that might be something to think about. This one's got a little bit of stamping on it. It's just an old book page, but it's got that on the back. Would that be something we could use? Possibly. There's this lovely old piece of book page, but it's been scribbled on, unfortunately. There's a bit of a digital. Okay, so there's a little one. I don't know if I can add anything else to that one. Gosh, I've got a lot of rubbish in here. So there's some more of that, but I want a bigger piece of that. Do you think I'll have any in here? Possibly not, because it's something that I would use. Here's some colour, so maybe I quite like the colour of that. And whether we want something like a digital that just is gonna show something down the side here, maybe. And then maybe we could have a little something like that. Okay, so let's just clip that one. You can always come back to it. I think I want to maybe tear that bottom off. Yeah, so often I'll just leave something and then come back to it and see if I still like it. So this is cool. I love this. It's just a scrap, but it's beautiful on the back and it's genuinely old. So let's do that. And then I've got this piece of very old paper that was given to me. It's like a chemistry. And then we've got that one with the stamp on it. And then maybe we could put, again, some of the braille paper. Like that. So this one's a bit fatter, but that's okay. I've thrown things to the side here. Now I definitely want to use some things, so we want to make sure. So this one could go this way. That's just a little piece of paper. It's quite sweet. That could pop into there. And then you've got that little bit of pattern coming down the bottom. I like that. I like this. I'd quite like her there, but let's have a look. What else have we got? Oh, we've got some stamped glassine here, which is pretty cool. Like that. So I'm going to just tear that so it's straight across the top. And then we need, what I'd like to do is think of ways to, oh, that's quite cool. Think of ways to attach them at the top. Yes, I'm liking that one. What would that look like if it was had that behind it as well? Don't know. Just a little bit of the stripes. I think I like this here. Okay, so I'm just not long back from being up north with my mum, who I think is getting better, which is good. Thanks for everybody who sent their well wishes to her, and I'm sure that, yeah, she really appreciated that. I love this one as well, so I'm gonna pop that in. You won't, I wouldn't mind being able to see that one though. Sort of like that. But then and then I've done some, yeah, okay, like that. Yeah, so it seems she's got low sodium, and apparently that can make you feel really miserable. And she has certainly been feeling miserable, so just working on getting her salt levels up. An old book page here, so I might slip that behind there. And there's some more old book page from 1896, so let's pop that in there too. So that's quite a neutral one. I was just wondering if there's an image I could pop on that. I've got more stamped little bits that we might use. Doesn't really go. Where's the... Got this one here. I might pop her in there. It's just a digital image. And I might use this somehow. Oh, I don't like her behind there. Okay, let's just clip that one and we will work on that one. That needs something else. Yeah, so she's much better. Had a good time up with Joe and did a little bit of, we did a little bit of op shopping or thrift store hunting, treasure hunting. Got a few things and I've made a video of those, so that will go up at some point. Can't decide what to do with that one, but it's a lovely piece of avocado dye paper, so I think I'll pop it in. I'm going to pop that one in, but these are, yeah, they're actually too long, aren't they? Yeah, they're going to be too long to really go in a journal, so I'm going to fold that over and make that the longest one. I do want to be able to see some of that embossing peeking out, so leave that like that. I've got some more of that lovely foxed paper from the old, very old envelope, so that can go behind there. There we go. Yeah, so that was a longish trip. Just going to take this this bit off here. This is just some old ledgery note paper. Tear that down. Put it behind there. But yeah, it was a long trip. We drove up. David flew home, so he helped me drive up because it was quite far. And then he flew home the next day. I stayed with Mum for a few days, and then I drove back. Oh, here's some cool ledger here. That can go on a smaller one, but I'll use this here to pop behind there. There we go. Yeah. Big long trip home, but all good. That's just part of it. I've got lots of sort of this old plain book page here. That one's cool. Okay, and then I want to make, quite like to use that. That's nice. I really like this paper, but it's a bit, probably a little bit grungy to put in there. Am I going to end up making more scraps than dealing with? I think that is the risk. Okay, so we need something a bit wider to go behind there. I really love that. I've got a little bit more of this. So yeah, getting through these scraps would be fantastic. I started folding that obviously already. Yeah, because, oh, there we go. Oh no, that's a tag. So yeah, I fold them like this, and some of these have been discards from journals that I've sort of started making, and then I haven't used all the pages, and so then I've just sort of thrown them in here. So now I'm on a mission to use them all up. So there's some more of that lovely envelope paper. Some of these pieces are much, much too small to use, I think. Here's some nice note paper. Actually, I might use it as a I might use that as a page. Oh my gosh, this is pretty tedious. I hope you've got your scraps out and hope you're doing a better job than I am. I've got some painted paper here and just some plain old book page. This is from the 1800s. It's kind of thin, but again, that's going to be way too big to put into anything, isn't it? So you almost need to not really notepad sort of size. There's that. I wonder if that would be good in here. It's kind of got a pink theme to it, hasn't it? See, I've just made myself another scrap, so it's not really ideal. But anyway, there we go. We'll pop that one in there too. There's some more of the avocado dyed note lined paper, so I think I might pop that one in here. So that's a few we've made. There's way too much scraps in here, guys. Okay, so we've got this one. This is beautiful digital from chapter 1. Here we go. Here's some like pretty pieces here. See, I love that. And this is on really good paper, so I don't really want to use that, I don't think. That's nice. Some French ledger there. Could put that in there. And that's nice. That would look nice on there. Depends on people like old papers or not. So this one's quite patterned now, so it almost needs something sort of plain. There's some more of that old music book cover. And then we need something, just some more sort of neutrals, I think, for this one. Let's see what I can dig out of here. There's just some tea dyed paper, which will just kind of be a good neutral for in here, I think. Just tear it. There's some brow paper, but I think I'll use that this way in a sort of a booklet, because it's a big piece and I don't want to tear it, because I'll end up, like I said, with more scraps than what I started with. So just make these little booklets ready to go in a journal or to make a journal with. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't know if I like that on there. That looks okay. And then some plain paper behind there. So you can add to these, you know, sort of start them and toss this aside. I'm going to make some more, but the video's not that exciting. So yeah, so there's some little pads, and then we need to think about how we will maybe do a little bit of decoration in them, or add some lace or toppers to them, or do some stamping on some of these papers, just so to make them look a little bit more decorative. But also we want them to be useful, I guess, so someone could take it apart and use these papers in a collage or in a journal or in some kind of crafting project. So that'll be the next bit. So I'll just get myself organized. I'm going to put my heater back on because it's got cold, and I'll get organized if I can and come back with some ideas of what to do with these now we've gathered the papers. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back with a few 100 million things to try and think about how I'm going to bind them or decorate these. I found some lace that I thought I would attach just to add a little bit of texture. So this one's got a sticker. This one's got quite a lot of colour already, so it's got a mix of vintage and repurposed. Well, actually most of it's vintage except for this one here. And I thought maybe I would do some stamping on one of these. So I'll do it on this. I'll do it on this one. So I might just do it here. Hopefully I won't. I won't make a mess of it. There we go. So that's got a lovely rose stamp on it. And then to attach it at the top, I've got a mixture of staples and things like that. Wonder if I should do that. I would. And maybe put the lace across like this. Okay. And then I'm going to let's just clip it. We don't want to lose any of our bits. So I'm going to put a little hole. I'm going to put two little holes actually for this one. Hopefully it'll be okay. Put one. I'm going to put one here. I've had to close my blind. Can you believe it? The sun is so different in the autumn and winter. It's much, much lower, obviously, as we all know. Now, I'm hoping this is going to work. Okay, let's just give it a go. It's much lower, and although it's not outside my window, I mean it's only 9ish, 9 something in the morning, some kind of reflection going on, so I've had to close my blind. Anyway, that's what I'm getting at. I've had to close my blind. Hope I can see these holes afterwards. And because it's just reflecting onto my desk, which is actually really nice, but not so great for videoing. Now I've got this ribbon that I found at the op shop or the thrift store. I'm just going to poke that through. Yeah, so I'm just thinking I'm either going to have to think about when I just keep an eye on the sun today while I'm in my craft room and sort of see what it does and when the best time for filming is going to be, because it's always been in the morning over summer, because it's usually in the afternoon, it's high up and it comes streaming in that window, but today it's completely different. Okay, so I've done that little bow. Now it hasn't caught that lace there quite, so I've just tucked that under, but that's okay. And then the other thing I thought I might like to do, I'd quite like to put a dried flower. Can't really see it on there. Maybe I'll do that on another. Maybe I'll do that on another one. I'm just having a look now. I think I might do it on this one. Yeah. Or actually on there. Yes. Yes. Maybe on this one I will grab a little. I've got some tea-dyed ones here. No. Yeah, here. A little Tim Holtz sprig. I don't think I want a whole sprig, although that would look quite nice just across there. That might be good for another one as well. Okay, so I might leave that one like that for now. Probably if I grab it out of my box and want to put it in a journal, I may adapt it a little bit, add something else. But anyway, I love that cute little bow at the top. So that's one. Let's put this hydrangea on here. I'm just going to use the Liquitex matte gel for this. I am a little bit all over the place at the moment. I don't know if it's what it is, but anyway, I kind of keep putting off doing a video, and today I just thought, no, I just need to. It's like getting back on your bike when you fall off, or your horse, or whatever they say. There we go. So a little hydrangea on there. Super cute. Put lots of matte medium on it so it doesn't scrape off. So it's just for decoration. Super cute. And I'll just put that brush in some water. So I like this one. How am I going to attach this one? I like that little bit of grungy sort of lace. I could staple this one, and if I staple it, I actually liked this bit of lace as well, and I wanted to just sort of attach that to something, but that might have to go on, yeah, that might go on the other one. But I do have these flowers, so I'm wondering if I might just do that, in which case I'll probably just staple it, make sure I catch everything. So I've got my tiny attacher, but I've also got my rusty staple, but actually I'm just thinking I'd also wouldn't mind some ribbon or something. So this one's a bit more grungy, this pad. So I'm just wondering whether I want to tie a sort of a bow, maybe. Have a look what we think. Yeah, and then see if my tape, this is my stapler, and I've put rusty staples in it that I've rusted. Oh yeah, that worked quite well. And another one there. Maybe not the bow, but oh yeah, I'll catch the bow. There we go. So that's stapled. Oh, that one didn't quite get through. Okay, I might need to take that out. It's not quite gone through all the paper. The stapler does not love the rusty staples, which is fair enough. It's not really designed for that, but I love the rusty staples, so I don't think this is going to work. That one's a bit better. There we go. So that one's just stapled, and we've got the little flowers at the top. I might just cut this end off here so it's not poking out. There we go. So there's another one. There's two. That's right. And I was going to attach this to something as well. Okay, we can still do that. Okay, so I've added a few more things, as you can see, from when I was here with you. So I wouldn't mind just gluing this little bit of lace on here. We'll just use some art glitter glue, I think. That's just a plain piece of paper. Just an old vintage piece of scrap lace that I had lying around. So maybe I'll add it onto the ledger. So that's peeking out. I've got this little piece of tattered doily, which I like the greens. So sort of greens and blues. And I think a stamp up down here would be cool. Trying to get these scraps into some form which they can be used. I'm just going to do a little bit of a test stamp, because I haven't used these before. Oh yeah, that's okay, I think. So I'm going to pop that down there. Like that. And then how are we going to attach this one? I think this will be ribbon as well. So let me just hold all that there like that and get my punch. So I want to catch, actually that's got big enough, I don't need to make holes in the doily, do I? Okay, so I'm going to make a hole. I'll make a hole there. And I'm going to make a hole there. And then I want my doily there. Which ribbon will I use for this? I might use this sort of pinky one. Do I want that? No. Might actually use this sari as well, but I'll poke it through with the pokey tool. Look at my desk, it's quite messy. That's all right. And so yeah, it means the papers have got holes in them at the top, but it's still all usable. Oh. So this one has torn, sadly. Right, and then I'm going to poke it through, poke the doily through, the sari silk through that bit of the doily. So that's attached. I can take that off. and then I'm just going to tie it. In a knot. And cut that off. So that one's quite scruffy. I think I was going to pop something on here, wasn't I? Maybe we could put those numbers on there and just with a little stapler. Not having much luck with staplers today. It's a shame. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's better. That worked. Okay, so that's number 3. This one, I'm going to glue this little bit of fabric to this piece of paper here. It's just a little vintage piece of paper. Fabric. Just have that sort of hanging off the bottom there. And we've got this piece, and I'm wondering whether I'll actually glue it on here. Those bits fold over. Might just attach that to there. So I'm going to attach that picture to here, this little bit that's overhanging. That's that piece of vintage envelope. I know it means you can't see your head, but you've still got that little bit of colour. And then maybe a little wee stamp here. Again, I'll just give it a little try out first. Oh, that one's cute. I like that one. It's a good way to try out the stamps as well. So I'll pop that one there. I haven't been checking that I'm in frame, so I hope I have been. Contents, so we've got lots of little cuties here, and oh, I know what I could do here. I could actually fold that so it's not so like that. That makes sense. Ah, that's better. And for that one, I've got this little flower here too. I might just put a brad through that. And I've got these brads that I've had for absolutely ages, and I need to use them. They're sort of like, I don't know, they're sort of more decorative brads, so I don't know, I never use them. I've had them from my scrapbooking days. So let's use these. What have we got? This one says hello. They're a bit modern for my sort of what I use. There's a little pink one. They've got little flowers. Maybe I'll use this little pink fabric one. So I won't make a hole in the flower. I'll just make a little hole up here in the corner. Hopefully that'll catch everything. Let me just see that everything is, yeah, okay. So just make sure when you go through that you're catching everything. If you're just going to use one brad, which I am. And I'm going to put the flower there. And then I'm going to put the brad through that. So I haven't made another hole in my flower. Oh, it only just goes through all those things. And there's another one. Cute. Super cute. Right. What have I got? 2 more. Should we do these last 2 or put a stamp on here? pretty. I like this one. So I'll just put it at the bottom. So this one's got an old receipt in it. So this has got older sort of papers in it, and it's much, much bigger. It's got that bit of lace hanging down there. Might just glue that piece of lace just in here, just for fun. On this very old book page from the 1896. Have that hanging up that way. And I think this would look nice with a dried flower as well, so I think I'm going to do that. Hope you've got time to spend a bit more time. Yeah, that looks cool. I love that. Just get nervous I'm going to break the flower when I'm putting the gel on the petals, but I presume you need to put a little bit of gel on the flower as well as on top of it. Oh, I'll put some underneath here. There we go. And then just lots on top to protect it and hold it down. So these are from my neighbour's garden. She has some big hydrangea bushes and I managed to get some flowers off them before I forgot, before they started dying off. Well, not dying off, but you know, the season came to an end. And now I've planted 2 hydrangeas in my garden. And although it's cold, it's very dry and I have to keep remembering to water them because oh, now that's, make sure that doesn't glue onto there. Okay, so what should we do with this? I think do I want to add anything else? This is quite a big one. I'm not quite sure which journal it would go in, but anyway, that's okay. It can go with a journal or it can go as Happy Mail, so it's not too much of a problem. Might do that again across like that rather than hanging down. And then have we got them all even? Yeah, so they'll all catch. So let's put the clip back on and do the holes. Normally I measure things like this, but not today. I'm being in the spirit of getting things done and using scraps. I am not measuring. And these are going to have string. I got some string out. And I'm hoping that okay. So David flew down to Wellington yesterday. Well, yesterday when I made, yesterday, because this video I'll try and get up today if my internet cooperates, and to see his son and Mark and Anna. So he's should be home any time now. He was just doing a flying visit. Air New Zealand have specials every now and then, and I think quite a few months ago he saw a special to Wellington, And he said, oh, I'll just book it to go and see Mark and Anna. And he'd totally forgotten about it until he got the email from Air New Zealand saying, oh, get ready for your trip. It's like, oh, that's right. So, yeah, he's been down in Wellington catching up with them. And actually, he needed to take my engagement ring in because the other day we were sitting in the spa pool and I looked at it and I thought, oh, I think one of the diamonds has fallen out. So it's got lots of tiny diamonds on the shoulders and one of them was missing. So that was pretty disappointing. It's not even 3 years old. And when I purchased it, I did say to them, because, and at the time specifically, not so much now, it actually is a bit looser now, but at the time it was just really tight over my knuckle. And I did say, I want a ring that I can wear all the time. I don't want to have to be taking it on and off because I obviously, as you can see, I can't. They said, no, that's all good. This will be, and so I got platinum because I thought that would be really hard wearing. Anyway, so I emailed them and they said, yes, bring it into the store and we'll send it to head office and we'll replace the diamond. But when David went into the store, he said the shop assistant there, the woman, was extremely unfriendly, shall we say. So he wasn't very impressed. So we shall see what happens. They've sent it away. All right, there's another one. That's quite a big one, that one. Okay, I think we're going to leave it at that. I've got this one more to go, and I think I might put some flowers on that one as well. So I have not made a dent in my scraps, to be honest. But at least I have done something. I've made an effort, and that's important. So we've got this little one. So they've all got a mix of papers. This one's tied with string. It's got the little dried flower and a little bit of lace on that cool old book page. This one's much smaller, but it's using up one of those old brads and some little bit of fabric. And again, this one, it's got one of the slides. So that's a slide I embossed. It's a sandpool die. And then I've put the gilding inky stuff on it. And then a little bit of lace and a stamp. That's some scrapbook paper. So yeah, that's got a real mix, that one. Again, another one with the little flowers. Those are Tim Holtz ones that I've coffee dyed. And a little hydrangea. And then this one, which is not quite finished, just needs doing at the top there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't normally do mass makes or anything like that. That's quite a lot for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I know this is nothing new, and there's people out there who make these little pads, and they do a wonderful job of it. So it's very inspiring. So yeah, if you just maybe wanted to see some other people, just Google scrappy pads. And I have made them before. I will link, if I can find the video, it's probably quite old, I'll link it below. I think I've made some of these before, so yeah, I'll link that video. And yeah, I just want to say thanks so much for watching, and thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'll see you again soon, hopefully, in the next video. Bye now.